to talk about the Ecmo physiology. You already covered up so many topics, and hope I was going to describe the components. First, before I start the presentation, I don't have any conflict of interest. This is purely for education purpose. So today's the objective of my talk is we're going to talk and describe the Ecmo circuit. We're going to talk about the components, flow, dynamics, pressures, gas exchange, function of the membranes. Then we're going to identify the cannula, describe the types of the Ecmo, and of course the safety devices of the Ecmo. So, what's Ecmo stands for? What's Ecmo stands for? Extracorporeal membrane oxygenation. It's mean extracorporeal means outside the body. When you talk about the oxygenation, it's inside the body. You work with the patient's human body. But here we are going to talk the oxygenation which takes place outside the body, where your lung is severely sick, is not capable to ventilate oxygenation. So what we did, we make an alternative. That is Ecmo. It is outside the body where we perform the oxygenation of the body, and we are going to rest to the last time lungs are sick. Then membrane is similar like a lung. It is the artificial lung actually. It is the material which we are going to be discussing in the further slides, which is the man-made lung, which will going to replace the function of the lungs. So this is the oxygenator. And then of course in the membrane the oxygenations take place, and where we are providing blood through the body, we are getting the blood from the body through the specific cannulas, coming into the oxygenator, and in the oxygenator we are oxygenating the blood and then return back to the body. So this is actually the Ecmo, extracorporeal membrane oxygenations. Then on the other hand, there is an extracorporeal life source. So ECLS is the beginning of the Ecmo actually, where we have different type of MCS. We have mechanical circulatory spores, and this is the part of the mechanical circulatory. Ecmo actually is a part of the MCS, mechanical circulatory spore, where we need to give a spore to the heart, to the lungs, and MCS have different type of devices. So today we have just focused on the Ecmo. What is Ecmo? Okay. So when I'm going to talk about the Ecmo, so we need to know from where it originated actually. So in 1939, HLM invented. HLM means heart lung machines. You know the time before we were going to talk about before the 1952, this cardiac surgery was not possible, because to stop the heart, to stop the lung is not possible. So the cardiac surgery was not possible. And you know the idea came by the Dr. John Gibbon. Normally we used to say is the father of the perfusionist actually. Basically the perfusionist is the person who take care of the heart and the lung during the bypass surgery, and Ecmo is a part of the bypass surgery actually. So the HLM machine was invented by Dr. John Gibbon and actually operated by her wife. So never forget the females. Female have an active role in every moment of the life. So when the surgeon was thinking to invent the machine, but machine actually was run by the wife of the John Gibbon, and he's the surgeon actually. So he uses.
I remember his name.
You know why? So next time we're going to put the name of the actually, you know, we need to invent it in this to make some changes here. So we need to put the name of the female also to have a huge contribution actually. So the first case, 1953, this was by the John Gibbon. He's the cardiac surgeon actually. And the first 6 cases having a huge drawback actually. But it continued to work. And the time came when we come up with the MCS, with the Ecmos, and with the left heart bypasses, and with the mechanical heart spores and the lung spores. So see how huge this machine is, if you see. And now we are going to see our Ecmo is very portable. It can move at any place, either in the ICU, in the operating room, or in the bedside, in the wards, and even in the playgrounds. If there is Ecmo activations, your team will go there just like the CPR team we have in the beginning. The similar now we have the ECPR team. So wherever there is Ecmo indications, we can go and we cannulate and it's bootable, friendly user machines. If you think before, it's a huge machine. It's not possible to move from one place to another place. So in case if the patient is on ECLS, the first ECLS we need to discuss, it was in a specific place. We can't move patient from one place to another because of the huge machines with the big tubes and there's chance to we can lose the patients. But now you can move even into the vehicle, in the aeroplane, and you can transport the patient and we have very good experience. The Hamad team have a very good team which is going to do the transportation of the patients. 1971, Dr. Donald Hill. See, he used the Heartland machine. So in the beginning, in my first slide, I mentioned ECLS and I mentioned Ecmo. So the first was your ECLS, extracorporeal life support. The same machine for the long-term runs. So he experienced to keep the patient on the heart. Normally, we're going to talk about the cardiac surgery or the bypass surgery. It is around like a 3 to 4 hours procedures. The maximum life of the bypass surgery is like 8 hours. But where your heart or the lungs need to get more support with the machines, it can be go to 90 days, 21 days and more. So this is the person who tried to keep the patient on the Heartland machine more than 8 hours. So he's the first who proceeded, the first success under ECLS, the long-term procedures. There is two types of procedures, short-term procedures and long-term procedures. Which one is the short-term? The bypass surgery. The short-term, only for 3 4 hours, maybe maximum 8 hours. But the long-term, it can go for the couple of weeks, even couple of months nowadays. We experienced it like 8, 9, 10 months for the back. So huge.
330 days.
How much?
330
days. See, a huge number. So, but this not possible. But this is the beginning of the how we move to the Ecmo. So first is the invented the Heartland machine. Number 2, we go with the ECLS, and number 3, we'll move to see the first ECLS. See this how huge machine is this? Is it possible in nowadays? Not possible. Can we move this in aircraft? Not possible. So we use this ECLS in 1971. So the thing that this machine can work for the long term. So the man, Dr. Robert Parlett, he is the father of Ecmo. Dr. Robert Parlett even visited here in the Doha at the time of the strike also, and we met him. So he is the man who did the first extracorporeal membrane oxygenation in 1975. So we started from 1939, we end up with the 1952, and we moved to 1971. Now it is 1975. So 1975, now Ecmo came into me, and he's the man who did the first. The date in 1975, Esperanza at the age of 1 day, 1975, proceeded for Ecmo, and this is old actually. Now she's the grown up. It's not 90, it's more than 30. It's 21 years age. Now she's old. So this is the lady who was separated first time of the neonatal for the Ecmo by Dr. Parlett. Then in 1989, proper also came into being. So this is the organizations who's taking care of the registry of the cases of the global. So they have branches of them also. We have the SWOG also. We have the European also. So many also there is a branches. Dr. Ibrahim Fauzi can explain better than me for this. So I'm not going to waste the time here. So let's start the role of. So Ecmo is the man-made. Ecmo is the man-made heart and the lung to support to the body of the person, and the organs is too sick to do their job. So this is man-made. So now we're going to go in the deep what the man-made did. and how it going to works, and we're going to comparison what are the components you're using, what is the comparison of the natural lung and with the artificial lung, what is the life of the natural lung and what is the life of the man-made. So this Ecmo actually buys the time until the native heart or lung recovers within 2 weeks. So actually the target of the Ecmo is to buy the time. Meantime, the intensivists, the nurses or the light health professionals working with the patient having the sick lung or sick heart. So the time we are getting, actually we are buying the time. So the heart or the lung can recover, we'll talk about the lung, so lung recover. So actually this is the time by the Ecmo procedure. It can be the destination and it can be the bridge to transplant. So nowadays we are doing the bridge to transplant, even we are doing the transplant, lung transplant, and very soon we are going to start the heart transplant, which is going to